You know, we human beings, all of us, each and every one of us, as long as we've been around, we human beings desire to know. We desire to know what way it is to Birmingham, England. We desire to know what the cost of this is. We desire to know how the stars work. We desire to know. Our whole life has that desire in it. Now, the object of that desire is truth. When we desire to know the truth about something. And we don't desire to know what is untrue, what is not so. If I asked you, what's the way to go to the United States from England, and you say to me, go east, well, that's not what you want when you ask, when you want to know something. You want to know what is in reality. Truth basically is the conformity of mind to reality. That the mind and what is out there is the same. If you want to go to the United States from England, you go west. That's the truth. Now, once people stop concerning themselves about what really is, the truth that is, once they stop concerning themselves about the truth and concerning themselves about whether they say the truth to others or not, then we get into this world that's called mobile truth. Mobile truth was a term coined 60 years ago or so. And what it refers to is the condition in the modern world where people, depending upon circumstances, say, this is the truth, and without any problem at all. In other situations, will say the opposite is the truth. For example, you work for the Ford Automobile Company, and you will be out there selling Ford automobiles, saying that Chevrolet automobiles are terrible, and they don't work, and they fall apart, and they're gas guzzlers, and they're no good. And so Ford fires you. You go to work for Chevrolet, and then you say, Chevrolet cars are no good, they're gas guzzlers, they'll break down on you. What you're saying is that at one moment something is true, and the other moment the opposite is true. In one of those places you have to be lying. Why? Because human language is governed by what's called the principle of non-contradiction, which means that you cannot say in the same sentence, you cannot say X and not X are true. If one is true, the other is false. If one is false, then the other is true. But the point is, you cannot say X and not X are both true. This becomes a problem in Christianity. Not only for people that look at Christianity and want to know who Jesus is and what he taught and what he's all about. It's a problem within Christianity. Because people in Christianity also want to know who Jesus is, what he's all about, what he taught, what he meant, what his purpose is. Now, it is the consensus of biblical scholarship that the Jesus of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, that the Jesus of the Gospel, the historical Jesus, as far as we know the historical Jesus, the Jesus of the original tradition of the church, the Jesus who walked the face of the earth, taught a way of nonviolent love of friends and enemies as his way and as God's will. He taught the rejection of violence and enmity. Crystal clear in the New Testament. Crystal clear. There is absolutely no doubt about that's what Jesus taught. However, over the last 1800 years or so, Christians have taught something different. They have taught the justification of killing your enemies. They have taught the justification of violence. They have taught a violent love, where you're loving people by killing them, that you can kill this person and be loving him or her. You can kill this person in order to love this person or to love yourself. You can despise and despoil, indeed hate the enemy. This is the history of Christianity since at least the time of Constantine. It's a history of redefining love in a way that is the opposite of what Jesus taught. It is trying to make X and not X the same thing. It is phony. It is phony. If Jesus is just a human being, just that, what he teaches is open to understanding to any human being, and he teaches the nonviolent love of friends and enemies, the rejection of violence and the rejection of enmity as God's way. Just human respect for the truth of what is, not whether he's right or not, but just what is it that he taught. Human respect for what is requires recognizing that Jesus' teachings are teachings of nonviolent love of friends and enemies. That is the truth. If you teach that Jesus taught violence and enmity as something that people could do following him, you are not teaching the truth about what Jesus taught by word and deed was the way of God, his way. You are teaching untruth, illusion, unreality. You're just prevaricating. That's not the way for people to live. If he said it, you say it. Don't try to make it into its opposite. Jesus with the machine gun, Jesus stabbing people in the throat, Jesus burning people to death. It's an absurdity.